Hello everyone. Today we're diving into Stockholm Syndrome, a term you might know but probably don't fully understand. This isn't about judgment, it's about understanding how the mind protects itself under extreme stress. Stockholm Syndrome is a survival response, not a choice. It's a coping mechanism that emerges in situations of fear, control and trauma. Our goal is to replace shame with empathy and knowledge. Imagine being trapped in a terrifying situation for days or weeks. Your brain will do anything to help you survive. Stockholm Syndrome is one of those desperate strategies. It's not a sign of weakness, but of the mind's will to endure. Survival is messy and complicated, and the responses that get us through trauma are often misunderstood. As we explore this topic, let's approach it with compassion and respect. We're not here to analyze a disorder, but to understand a profound human survival story. Let's unravel this complex issue together. Remember, survival isn't pretty, but it's powerful. Let's get started. So what is Stockholm Syndrome? It's a psychological response where a captive or abused person develops positive feelings towards their captor. This isn't logical, it's a survival instinct. The brain tries to create safety by aligning with the person in control. It's not a diagnosable mental illness, but a trauma response, a coping strategy, not a disorder. If your survival depends on someone, even small kindnesses from them can feel huge. The mind latches onto these moments, hoping to reduce the threat. This response was named after a 1973 bank robbery in Stockholm, where hostages defended their captors. Psychologists realized this was a defense mechanism, not betrayal. Under extreme pressure, the lines between friend and foe blur for survival. It's about making an unbearable reality just a bit more bearable. That's the heart of Stockholm Syndrome. How does Stockholm Syndrome develop? First, the victim faces a real threat to their survival, creating a power imbalance. Small acts of kindness from the captor, like food or a break from harm, become magnified. The brain clings to these moments, desperate for hope. Isolation is key. The victim is cut off from outside perspectives, making the captor's reality the only reality. The victim may even start to see rescuers as threats, adopting the abuser's viewpoint. When escape feels impossible, adapting becomes the only way to survive. The bond isn't about love, it's about survival. The mind shifts from "how do I get out" to "how do I survive here?" It's a distorted partnership, forged under extreme stress. This is the mind's way of enduring the unendurable. What does Stockholm Syndrome look like? Victims may show sympathy or even affection for their abuser, defending or excusing their actions. They might distrust or resist those trying to help, seeing outsiders as threats. This isn't about logic, it's about survival. People with a history of trauma or abuse are more vulnerable, as appeasing aggressors may feel familiar. Children and young people are especially at risk, as their sense of reality is still forming. Isolation intensifies the effect, making the abuser's world the only world. That's why Stockholm Syndrome appears in kidnappings, domestic abuse, cults and trafficking. Anywhere control and isolation dominate, the mind adapts to survive, even if it means bonding with the source of fear. Recognizing these signs is crucial for understanding and helping survivors. It's not weakness, it's a powerful, if confusing, survival strategy. Awareness is the first step to support. Recovery from Stockholm Syndrome is possible. The first step is physical safety, getting away from the abuser. Healing requires professional help, especially trauma-informed therapy. Therapy helps survivors untangle fear, loyalty, and guilt and see the situation clearly. Self-compassion is vital. Survival responses are not flaws, but strengths. Support groups connect survivors, breaking isolation and shame. Rebuilding trust with friends and family restores a sense of safety. If you or someone you know is struggling, reach out for help. Survival is not weakness, it's resilience. You did what you had to do to get through. Now, it's time to heal. Be patient and kind to yourself. Your story is one of strength and hope.